always thought procrastination had to do with the thing I was procrastinating around, right? Believe it or not, procrastination has nothing to do with your work. Procrastination is a form of stress relief. So the only way that you can break this habit, and that's an important word for you to hear, you're not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastinating. Big difference. Because if it's a habit, I can teach you to use science to break it. You see, all habits have three parts. There's a trigger, and in the case of procrastination, the trigger is always stress. Then there's a pattern you repeat, and in the case of procrastination, it is to avoid doing something. And then there's a reward. You get a little stress relief. The only way to break a habit, you guys, is not to deal with the triggers. You're never gonna get rid of the stress in your life, but you can 100% change your pattern of avoiding work. So next time that you're in a situation where you feel yourself hesitate, you spent way too much time checking out the highlights from last night's scores, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go, oh, I must be stressed out about something. Acknowledge the stress. Then go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to count to yourself because I want you to interrupt the habit that's stored here, and I want you to awaken your prefrontal cortex. Then I want you to just work, just for 5 minutes. The reason why I want you to only work for 5 minutes is because your problem isn't working. It's the habit of avoiding. I just need you to start. And here's the other cool thing. We know based on research that if we can get you to start, 80% of you are going to keep going. One of the reasons why you watch what we do, and I know this because you tell me this, is because I'm so real, because I'm so relatable, because I'm so authentic. There's something that I'm committed to doing, which is I don't want to tell you what to do. I often really want to show you what the advice looks like in real time. And that's why you constantly are being taken behind the scenes with me, and you see me in my rollers, and you see me without makeup. There are still flaws. There are still mistakes. Sometimes the best things happen by accident. So if you're sitting there and you are waiting to put yourself out there because you think it's got to be perfect, if you are waiting to do your first live broadcast, or waiting to put up your first video on LinkedIn, or waiting to put up that first more personal blog post, stop. The only way that you start is by starting. The only way that you learn is by doing. The only way that you're going to get better and learn how to do things in a way that is better than you do them today is to do stupid stuff like I do all the time, like pushing live stream and going live for 45 seconds and making those mistakes. And one of the things that I've learned in my business is that the mistakes are where all the learning is. And actually the mistakes and the imperfect stuff, that's where the gold is, everybody. And so as you're sitting there and you're thinking about doing stuff and you're trying to make it perfect and you're trying to come up with the right script before you make that cold call, or you're trying to make sure your body looks perfect before you put yourself out there on Match, you are missing out on your life, period. Everybody is plagued with the disease of waiting. Waiting to be ready, waiting to figure it out, waiting for the right time, waiting until you feel confident, and that is the death of your dreams, it's the death of your happiness, it's the death of everything that you've ever wanted to see come true in your life, ever materializing. Whatever it is that you've been waiting to do, you've been waiting to start writing the book, you've been waiting to go back to school, you've been waiting to break up with the person that makes you miserable that you've been with for too long. Today is the day that you stop waiting. Hey, it's Mel. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed that video, by God, please subscribe because I don't want you to miss a thing. Thank you so much for being here. We've got so much amazing stuff coming. Thank you so much for sending this stuff to your friends and your family. I love you. We create these videos for you, so make sure you subscribe. Mwah.